Hey, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here this evening. It is a little after 7 p.m. on the East Coast. You might say, Larry, I'm looking at you and I'm seeing you're not in your regular Larry Sharp for Governor shirt. You're not in your collared shirt. You're in some kind of old shirt with a cool S on it. Yes, I am vintage today. Is that good? Right word, vintage. This is the old school shirt back in the day. Believe it or not, when I was trying to get the VP nod in 2016 in my primary, I guess the primary race you would call it, in 2016 within the Libertarian Party to try to make it a Gary Johnson, Larry Sharp ticket. That did not work out as planned. That became a Gary Johnson, Bill Weld ticket. You can't win them all. So yes, I did try to get that in the primaries in the Libertarian Party back in 2016. That's why I'm wearing a vintage shirt. Why would I be doing that? Because today is primary day in New York State. And the funny part is there are a lot of people who are saying, Larry, why aren't you on the ballot in the primary? That's a very good question. Why would I not be on the ballot in the primary today, right? I should be on the ballot in theory for the primary. No, I shouldn't. And why? Because the Libertarian Party in New York State is not seen as a party. We're not recognized as a party. We are an independent nominating committee. We are not a party, so we don't get to have a primary. But Larry, you might ask yourself, I thought I remember that in 2018, you got ballot access and party recognition for Libertarian Party New York State. What happened? That's a great question. Yes, that's true. I did. And then 2 years later, actually a year later, New York State said, oh, yeah, all those things you did and the agreement that we made, yeah, we're just kidding. We're going to change all the rules in the middle of it so that you can't have ballot access and you're no longer considered a party. And there's nothing you can do about it. Sorry, you're just screwed. They did that to me. And not just to me, to us, to the state. And they decided to just wreck everything. Well, okay. We sued them. They said, no, we don't care about your rights. We don't care what you think. This is basically a two-party state, one that is senior and the other that is a junior partner, and you should just shut up. And I went, oh, well, that sucks. And then I went to run again. So now I'm not on a primary ballot because the only people who get to have primaries right now in New York State are the parties that are recognized. Now, we officially do have 4 parties in New York State, officially. We have the Democrats, the Republicans, the Conservative Party, and Working Families Party. Now, there's no primary for the Conservatives or Working Families Party. Could they have one? They could. They are an official party recognized in New York State. But they are puppet parties. What does that mean? They just do what the major parties tell them to do. So in my state, in New York, you can have a fusion candidate, which means you can be on more than one ballot. So what will happen is whoever wins the Republican primary today in New York State for governor, the person who will lose by at least 20 points, that person will lose on 2 lines. They will lose on the Republican line, and they'll also lose on the conservative line. So that's what they'll lose. If the conservatives aren't able to get 130,000 losing votes on their line, then they'll actually also go away as a party. Not the best idea, but that's what they're going to be doing. The Working Families Party is in New York State also. They also don't have a primary. Why? Because why bother? They will simply put whoever the Democrat is on their line. And then that person who will beat the Republican by 20 or 30 points, that person will then be on both lines. As long as Working Families gets over 130,000 votes, they'll also still be a party. That's how New York State works right now. So not the best answer, I know, but if you're looking to vote in a primary, to vote for me in a primary, I'm not on a ballot in a primary. It wouldn't matter. But more importantly, in New York State, we also don't have open primaries. There are literally over 3 million New Yorkers who are registered, but not as a Republican or Democrat. So those 3 million voters, over 3 million, but I think it's 3.5 million, get absolutely no say on who their candidate is. None. They are absolutely and positively disenfranchised. They have nothing. Now you might go, Larry, well, they could all just get their own parties and make independent parties. No, that's virtually impossible in my state. So my state does not allow you to create your own independent parties realistically. I mean, they do theoretically, but not realistically. You can't create your own independent parties, and you have closed primaries. So literally, unless you bow to the second-tier Republicans statewide, or the rulers of my state, Democrats, you get no say. That's how my state works. So if you wanted to understand why I'm not in the ballot, I hope that answers your question. And if you don't want to be a Democrat or Republican, you get no say in who's going to be on the ballot. None whatsoever. So good news? I don't know. Perhaps that is what's happening today in my state. My assumption is, this is my assumption is that Lee Zeldin will win today. I don't know if that's true. I mean, it's possible he won't. But my assumption is he'll win today. And my assumption is Kathy Hochul will win. By the way, if you're a New Yorker now and you haven't voted yet, please go vote and write my name in. Please go to the Democratic. If you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican, please go do that and go write my name in. Do not vote for either of those, any of the people on the ballot. Instead, do the write-in and write my name, please. That would be nice. It would make me feel warm and fuzzy. It's a nice kind of take that to the system, and it feels good. So please do that if you haven't voted yet in New York State, and you will either register Republican or Democrat, because otherwise you get no say in my state. So that's what's happening today, and why people might be thinking, okay, why is Larry not in the ballot? I hope that answers your question. To be forward, even if I was, if the Libertarian Party was a recognized party, we probably would have picked our nominee through convention anyway. But we would have been able, if we wanted to go through a primary. We would have had that option. The Board of Elections would have allowed us to do that through a primary. If they would have recognized us, we could have done it, and there would have been a separate primary for Libertarians. But again, not a recognized party, doesn't really matter. So that's the piece I wanted to bring up right away, because people were asking, why am I not on a ballot? And no one except Republicans and Democrats on ballots today. On top of that, now we have to worry about who is going to be on the ballot in November. And the Board of Elections has said nobody except Democrats, Republicans. Nobody gets to be on the ballot except Democrats and Republicans. That is our Democratic small d, I guess, if you even call it a D, Board of Elections. So yet again, as crazy as it sounds, as I keep telling you, and you wonder, why is my campaign being stifled so much? Because I'm constantly in lawsuits. So now I have two of them. One that we are initiating, obviously, which of course you knew was going to happen, and one being put against me. So in case I win mine, I have another one that's going to come against me. And guess who's attacking me? It's the Republicans and the conservatives. How embarrassing is that? If you are a New York State Republican or a New York State Conservative Party person, aren't you embarrassed? Like, aren't you? I mean, Democrats, of course you're embarrassed. I mean, obviously. But right now, aren't you embarrassed at that too, that your leadership would say, you know what our answer is? Let's not have better plans. Let's not have better policies. Let's just insult Kathy Hochul, which they've been doing for 20 years until the Democrats, hasn't worked. And then let's have a separate civil lawsuit against Larry Sharpe to make sure he's not on the ballot, because we can't have that guy make us look bad. I wish I was joking. I'm not. I wish I was joking. I'm not. So I'm fighting two more. That's why I'm telling you, and I'm here, vintage, showing you that they tried to throw me off before. It didn't work. They tried to get rid of me for years. It hasn't worked. I'm still here, and I still need your help. I still need it. If you have any people in your world who are complaining, and I hear this all the time, you know, I'm tired of these Democrats, Republicans, we need another option. The next time you hear someone say that, the next time you see that online, I see it all the time online, the next time you see it, tell them to give me money so I can fight a lawsuit, so I can actually make sure there can be third parties on the ballot. How about that? Here's what you and or that person or those people may not realize. If they're actually able to keep me off the ballot, if they're able to, I'm hoping they won't be able to, there will not be a third party in New York State, a viable third party in New York State, another third party candidate. There'll be parties officially for a little bit until they get rid of, they will eventually get rid of the Conservatives and Working Families Party also. They're next on the chopping block. So, I mean, we know that. So they'll be going away too. There will not be a third party candidate choice in New York State for at least 20 years. I'm not exaggerating. 20 years. They won't change it. And since the state's getting bluer, we will have a democratically run state for the next 20 years. If you live in New York State, think about how horrible that is. Are you already calling your realtor? Are you calling your realtor now to decide what state you're going to be moving to? That is how dire this is. Don't think for 1 second that this is not dire. It absolutely is dire. It is that dire. If we don't change this year, now, there will not be a third alternative in New York State for at least 20 years. No one will do it. Why would they? Why would you spend $250,000 to lose? To not get in the ballot. Why would you do it? It's impossible. Why would you? Our lawsuits have to work. How will they work? I wish I could just do it for free. That would be awesome. I wish all the best lawyers were all free and could just do everything they wanted with. That would be amazing. But I got to tell you, we have some great lawyers who are giving us really discounted rates. And for those, I don't want to say who they are. You'll know if you know them. Thank you for all the work you're doing at severely discounted rates and in some cases free. They are true believers. They know it's the right answer and they are rocking and rolling. So that's awesome. That's why I'm bugging you. And there are many ways you can help. Number one, it's simple. You can just share this into the right places. People who are looking for third-party alternatives. It doesn't matter if it's libertarian. It should be. But it doesn't matter. Put them here and show them what's going on. People who care about things like ranked choice voting. Put that in there. People who are talking about other alternatives in general. Put that in there. The people who are talking about open primaries. Put that there too. Share it out there. Comment. Let the algorithms go kicking. And of course, click that like button to the best of your ability. Click subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, where this is put, I think, on 7 or 8 different places. Wherever you're watching it, click the right button so that we can keep moving. It does matter. But something else. You know, I'm trying to make the petitioners whole. I'm sending out checks every week as money comes in. We're trying to make this happen. If you want to help those petitioners, and you might say, Larry, why do I care about those petitioners? You don't have to pay them. Why are you paying them? Here's the reason why. And it may make some of you upset, but I don't care. I'm going to tell you the truth. A lot of those petitioners, they came to try to make this happen and to work because they were in a tough spot. Well, I want to try to make them whole. So if you want to help them out, you can go specifically to, if you see right here, oops, hold on a second, I can find it here. There we go. lpny.org/pledge. Right there, the LPNY has a specific ballot access fund that is going to help to take care of these people. If you want to help them out, head over there, lpny.org/pledge. I know some of you are saying to yourself, well, Larry, how much can I give? As much as you want to give. It's fine. Just give what you need, what you can give. If you want to help these guys out, we're going to try to get checks out every single week to try to help them out to the best of our ability. If you want to help me take care of that, I'm also calling people to fill that also to make more, to bring more money into the campaign and to the LPNY to take care of these people to the best of our ability. If you want to help us out, please do that. I feel like it's the right thing, even though there was a lot of confusion and missteps. So I'll leave it at that. I want to try to make things right. Please head on over there if you could. It will help. You can also help me out if you want to. Please, LarrySharpe.com/donate. Right? /donate. That's the piece we could do right there. And of course, you want to pick up a cool shirt. I don't have vintage there anymore. It's vintage. LarrySharpe.com/shop. So I am going out of my way to keep the fight going. It is critically important that we do that. So let me grab a couple of comments real fast. Sean's like, let's go. I appreciate it, Sean. We are still rocking and rolling. Scott likes my shirt. I know it is cool. Absolutely. 100%. Yes. So absolutely. And he says, Bill Well, that blew my mind. Yes, absolutely true. So I'm trying to make this happen to the best of my ability. Let's see if I can keep going. Here we go. Shelly says, I was watching this guy named Larry Sharpe when this came through. I like that. Yes. Aaron says, we got screwed. It is true. It is true. We did get screwed. But here's the issue here. I want to be clear on this too. We're not done. I know some people are like, oh, oh my God, they said no. So I am a Marine. I will still fight until I have no means to resist. This is too important. And I know some of you are saying, Larry, I don't know what I can do here. Maybe it's time we just give up, right? I mean, I don't know. I've got a family. Me too. You're not the only one. You're not the only. Me too. Larry, I got a job. I got work. I got a career. Me too. Yet I'm stopping and I'm doing it because I think it's that important. Now you might go, Larry, I don't have cash. Okay, you don't have cash. You can't like, you can't comment, you can't share. You could do that. You can click something, right? Click something then. That does matter. Click it. Absolutely. If you do have cash, donate. Either donate directly to the campaign, LarrySharpe.com/donate, that link, or to the lpny.org/pledge. Either one is going to help tremendously. And if, look, you're saying, Larry, can I give, $100? Yeah. $10? Yeah. Can I give several thousand? Yes. Lawyers are expensive. And I have 2 lawsuits I'm fighting right now. 2. And I'm still doing this. And I'm still trying to get some people paid. And I'm also still trying to run a campaign. This is not an easy thing to do at all. I am up against it like there's no tomorrow. I am working 3 times harder for half the results of anybody else on the ballot. I'm not complaining about that. I'm letting you know that I knew what I was getting myself into. I volunteered for this. Don't feel sorry for me. Instead of feeling sorry for me, donate. Or you know what? Buy a shirt. LarrySharpe.com/shop. Buy a shirt. Buy some yard signs. Do something like that to help me move this campaign forward. It does matter. But more importantly, tell your friends when they start complaining. And let me be very forward. Very forward. What drives me personally crazy and should drive you crazy, when someone says, I'm so tired of these Democrats, Republicans, and then they go right back to voting for Democrats, Republicans. If our lawsuits win, if we win these things, and we have good chance to win these things, then there will be a third alternative in New York State. If not, think about this. I'll go one step further. You people don't care about any of this stuff. Okay, you don't care about this stuff. Do you want an outsider? Do you want someone who's not an establishment Democrat, Republican to run for president? Let's go there. Do you want someone to run for president who's not an insider, establishment person? If you go, yeah, Larry, I would like an outsider. Awesome. How are they going to do that when they can't get on the ballot in New York State? It is impossible to get on the ballot in New York State if you're not Democrat, Republican. You will never see a third party have the ability to have a 50-state ballot access if I don't win these lawsuits. You don't care about that? Okay, well, I don't know why you're watching, because I'm good looking. I guess that's a good reason, but that's probably not the right reason. If this matters to you, then support these lawsuits, support this campaign so we can win this damn thing. LarrySharpe.com/donate, lpny.org/pledge. Both of the links are in the description. Give whatever you can give. If you're a heavy hitter and you can drop $5,000, drop $5,000. I'll use it. I need it. I'm spending a lot of money on this. It matters. Do it. You go, Larry, I don't have that kind of cash. Good. You know a friend who does? Have them watch this. Have them watch this. Have them reach out to me on Twitter. Have them do it. It does matter. And that's why I'm saying like, comment, and share. It does matter. We're talking about a world to where there is no such thing as anyone except for an establishment Democrat, Republican being on the ballot again for the next 20 years. This is New York State. How's someone going to win without winning states like that? How are they going to win without winning a Texas or a Pennsylvania? They got to win big states. New York's one of them. This does matter. This is bigger than just me. I hate that saying, but man, it's true this time. Absolutely. So yes, let me keep going down a couple of these. So let's see. Jonathan says, changing ballot access rules halfway through is a real pattern of these people. Yes, it is. Absolutely. 100%. They change in the middle of it. Scott says, Wisconsin does not have ballot access. We need to get a statewide candidate over 1%. We have to get ours over 3%, right? No, 2%, over 2%. Yes. So 130,000 votes or 2%, whichever is higher. That's what we have to get. And that's got to be this year. Something to remember also, if we don't do it this year, there's no coming back. No one's going to spend the time, money, and energy to do this. This has cost me, my campaign, $250,000 just to get on the ballot. Let me say it again. $250,000 just to get on the ballot. And I may not be on the ballot. I'll know by July. People are asking, are you going to be in the ballot? I will know by July. By the end of July, I will know whether I'll be in the ballot or not. Doesn't mean you can't vote for me, by the way. I'm just saying, I'll know if we're going to be on the ballot by the end of July. That is crazy. That's it. So, yes, let me keep going. Let's hear. Facebook user who doesn't have a name, pay us what? I think you mean what? You're spelling us off. I just talked about giving you guys checks. I'm already working on it already. Did you not hear me? You're not helping. You can keep doing it if you want to. I don't mind. You just give me more engagement. So keep doing it. But you're not helping, right? To be forward, if you guys keep getting upset at me, you're going to be the last to be paid. I can do it, right? I mean, you're going to be the last one. You're going to be on the bottom end. So everyone gets the checks out. You're going to be the last one to get paid. But I already said what I'm doing. I'm literally asking for money for you right now. Literally. Yes. So I hope that was clear. So yes. All right. Joel says it's a shame people working on this year's campaign sabotaged us. Yeah, there are so many issues with this, Joel. And this is an issue that has made me very upset, but it doesn't matter anymore. So many people from last time I ran walked away. So many did. And when I asked them to come back, so many didn't. Some did. And I want to be clear. For those of you who stuck around, for those of you who stuck with the campaign, thank you so much. I could not have gone as far as I could have. I've already gone without you. No way. You have really shown up. And in many cases, some of you have doubled your workload. Literally the volunteers that have done so much, it blows my mind how much many of you have done. And for those of you who didn't show up, what'd you get? What'd you get? If you're watching now going, yeah, I'm not going to help that Larry show up, or whatever excuse you had if you didn't help. Now, I don't need everybody to help crazy, but some of you did nothing. Yeah. What'd you get? Someone else around here doing something that I'm doing? No. Someone else in this country doing what I'm doing? No. No. No one is. Who's going to help you out now? Nobody. You going to back Democrats, Republicans like they give a damn about you? Why don't you ask Andrew Yang how that worked out? Why don't you ask Justin Amash how that worked out? There's nothing else for you. Yes, this party is very often a dumpster fire on wheels. That's true. And it's still the best vehicle that we have. There is no other vehicle except this one. And I'm the guy making stuff happen. You walked away. How'd that help you? You better off now. Now you're not going to have a candidate for 2024 if I don't make the ballot because you didn't want to help, because you were righteous and whatever your righteousness was. Was it good for you? Did it work out? But Larry, I don't work with people I don't like. Me neither, but I seem to all the time. Somehow I work with people who literally insult me, who literally take massive steaming dumps on me publicly, and I still work with them because I have to, because I care, because I make change, and because I'm an adult. So I know that I must deal with people who don't like me, who I may not like, who we disagree with each other, because we have to move the ball forward. So I do it. So you have to work with people you don't like? Me too. Every excuse you have, I have it too, yet I'm still here. So yes, I would agree it's a shame. And then people sabotage us. There were people who just completely defrauded us. That's true. What am I going to do? Sue them? What's that going to do, Joel? I'm already paying lawyers. If I'm going to pay lawyers, I sue them for what? I'd rather pay the lawyers to get us on the ballot. So I guess I could sue them in theory. What am I going to do? Call cops? Is that what I'm going to do? For what? It's not going to help with my goal. My goal is getting the ballot. And the people who sabotaged, people who didn't show up, whatever. What am I going to do? For those of you who you know what you did, fine. You did what you did. Move on. I hope you feel good about yourself. For those of you who didn't help, all is forgiven. Come back. I need you. That's what I said it. If all of you got mad at me and said Larry Sharp is a bad guy, or the Help Libertarian Party, or whatever you did, or I'm mad because this other guy pissed me off and I can't get over it, whatever. Get over it. I'm good. Come on back. I need you. I need you. All's forgiven. I don't care. I'll never bring it up ever. Come on back. We're good. That's what I'm talking about. So yes, I hope that was clear. So yeah. All right. Let me keep going down here if I can. I have a couple more. Andrew says, I'm writing you down ticket in November. I love that, guys. If you're a New Yorker and you are a registered Democrat, Republican, and you have not voted yet, head on out to the ballot right now, if you don't mind, and put in my name. Write my name in the With a Democrat or Republican, I'm neither of them. So put me on the primary ballot. That'd be awesome. So yes. So Josh says, at least New York Republicans, Democrats fund their own primaries, right? Wow, Josh, they don't. And here's what many of you don't know. Why this is so bad. Democrats and Republicans have made a system in New York State. Some of you don't know this, that literally after this year, after this election day, New York State, the taxpayer, you, the New York taxpayer, you are going to fund all of the primaries and all the elections and all of the candidates. Yeah, you are. New York State's put aside $100 million to give to candidates to run. So what are they going to do? They're going to give this money to Democrats and Republicans to make sure that even if somehow some single guy or gal manages to fumble their way onto the ballot, they will be completely and totally outgunned by taxpayer money. And then as long as you join the major party, you will have money. That means primary people. So now there is a financial incentive to run in the primary, even though you know you can't win, because you'll just be able to take grift taxpayer dollars. That is how New York State will run as of next year. Yes, that's how it will work as of next year. So yeah, it is not the best place to be at all, but it's where we are. It is where we are. So, all right, let me grab down here some more comments. Let me grab some more comments here. There's a bunch of comments here. Hold on. Oh, that's the, oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that, Mr. Facebook user. I do appreciate that. Thank you. All right, and let's see. Shelly says, how about we show up at these and hours of public speaking and ask them what they're so afraid of? Oh, I like that. That's nice. That is nice. I do like that. It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. All right. Let's see here. Oh, geez. Okay. Let's see here. Let me grab here. I have, wow. Are you spamming me, dude? All right. I'm going to find out who you are, and you're getting paid last. Like literally, you were the, you're going to wait 120 days before you get paid. Just you for being a jerk. You are literally going to get paid at 120 days. You are getting paid at the last possible minute. So that's what you get. There we go. Sam says, so grateful, Larry. It's nice to have a politician that talks solutions that are virtual signaling and playing blame game. Agreed. Yes. Agreed. 100%. I'm trying to make it to where it really does matter that people see I am that person. They see that I matter and that you all matter. I hope they see it. So Chip says, still with you, Larry. Thank you. We are rocking and rolling. Absolutely. We're still here. We haven't given up yet. Absolutely. So yes. Danny says, nice. Just reminded me, got to get a shirt still. We get paid tomorrow. Thank you. I appreciate that, Danny. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Yes. Brian says, glad you're still in the fight for freedom. Look, the piece that I need to bring up here that some of you may or may not get is that when you run a third-party campaign, when you run one, it is critical that other people see that it can be done. Why? Because if no one else sees it getting done, no one else does it. And the point is, if no one else does it, no one believes it can be done, right? It's a circular issue, right? It's a chicken and egg piece. You might say, Larry, why in the world would somebody want to run, right? Why would somebody want to run when they know the odds of winning are so slim? And I'll tell you why. Because it's your voice. That's what it is. It's your voice. You can vote for someone and you think they can't win. Great. In New York State, only 1 or 2 types of people win. An outsider or a Democrat. That's it. An outsider or a Democrat. So if the Democrats win, they always win. What's the difference? In a statewide election. Again, locally, Republicans do win. I'm saying statewide election. But if enough people vote for the third party, what do the other parties see? Oh, this third party, I think Libertarian's the best, clearly. But even if it's whatever, Green Party or something, whatever, Independence Party, whatever the party is, if they vote for another party, the people in charge have to pay attention. What greater protest for a politician is there than votes against them? There is literally no greater protest. You go outside and march the streets. They don't care. They've been watching you march for years. Haven't changed a damn thing. They don't care. Remember when you marched against the wars? We still fighting wars. Haven't changed a thing. Nothing. We feel better because we go out there and march. They don't care. Vote against them. Then they start caring. This is important if we care about, I won't be like Democrats, and the democracy, but if we care about democracy, it does matter. That's the point. So yes. So let's see here. Where is the National Party? Well, the problem here is, Pete, is now it doesn't matter that much anymore. I mean, it does matter. I mean, I'd hope they'd help out, but they withholding the money they were going to give me. And that, believe it or not, for those you don't know, that was the beginning of my biggest problems. The National Party did initially agree for $30,000 that will go towards petitioning. And that's some of the people who we owed money to. They agreed to put that into the LPNY. They reneged on that. They didn't give 30 grand. They gave half of that like 6 weeks into it or 5 weeks into it, whatever. It was almost over by the time they gave it to us. That pushed everything back because we counted on that money. We assumed it was coming in. It didn't. And it pushed everything back. It put all our bills in disarray. It screwed everything up. And we are trying to repair it. We're trying to fix it to the best of our ability. And it was a problem. And we still hurt from it now, right? So, but now, I mean, I guess the party wants to put some money in, they can, but the damage is done, if that makes any sense, right? We couldn't be successful. This time was so hard for us to do it. Everything had to go right, if that makes any sense, Pete. It was so hard. Everything had to go perfectly. And once that was gone, that everything else just, there was just no way we could do it. To be able, for you to understand this, for you to be able to get 45,000 signatures, you've got to be able to get at least 50, right? Just because in case things happen. You lose a week because the first week goes away, a chunk of that goes away from preparing where to go. And the last week goes away, part of the last week goes away from literally putting everything together physically. You have to physically number every sheet of thousands of sheets and view everything. So you lose. You have 5 weeks. That's 10,000 signatures in a week. If you get people that work 5 days a week, that's 2,000 signatures a day. A really good petitioner can get 100 signatures a day. A really good one. The average gets 25 to 50. That's 40 people you got to run. 40. If you average, just do the math. If you average, $10, $20 an hour, it's a lot of money to go through. And if you can't make that perfectly work through, and as you know, Pete, my volunteers just did not show up. They did not show up. Last time I got 19,000 signatures from volunteers. This time I got 8,000. Add those 11,000, just the same from last year. We're golden. They didn't show up. And they all had a reason to not show up. They all had an excuse to not do something. I had an excuse too. And then the people who did bust their rump for me, who went out and got signatures, now I'm still fighting a lawsuit anyway, even though they busted their rump. So I don't want their hard work to go away. I had thousands of volunteers I'm thousands of signatures from volunteers. I want to make those valid. So I got to go to court now and fight them. But I'll do it because I think it matters. I think it matters. That's why I say it. So anyway, we'll keep going. We're going to keep going. Josh says, come on, hanging forward. Yes, that would be nice. I would love that. Maybe they'll come through. Who knows, right? Maybe they'll come through. They have supported me. They didn't at least walk away like the other chumps who just blatantly, not just that, right? I was also supposed to get support from Unite. They didn't support me either. They walked away in the last minute and went with Harry Wilson. So that went away too. So no support from them. And that was the week before. So look, it's politics. Again, don't feel sorry for me. I knew what I was doing. I got myself into this. This is the game we play. But they walked away too. So how am I going to make everything happen when I had two that was supposed to come? They both went away. And now what do I do? So it's challenging. It's challenging. So 7606, you are an admiral human being, Larry. I don't live in New York, but your race is important. I will happy to donate more. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Yes, I do appreciate that. All right. Let me keep going. Let's see here. Let me keep going down here. Grab a couple more. Josh says, do people not see the issues? Preserving our democracy, yet you need to be a millionaire or crowned by an established kingmaker. You know, Josh, this is the next thing that drives me crazy, right? People complain constantly, but then just keep falling for the same stuff, right? They just keep falling for the same stuff and then keep running back to, I can't vote for you. I got to vote to stop the Democrat. I got to vote to stop the Republican. Why? Why? What's going to change? Are you going to get 2 or 3 or 4 years of maybe something better that you like, a pain that's less than the other pain for 2 or 4 years before this turns again? Yes, that's all that's going to happen. Is there anyone who's watching this who thinks our country is better off than it was 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago? No. And they've been swapping back and forth, and it's still garbage. Republicans have had all 3 parts. Democrats have had all 3 parts of the federal government. Over the past 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, they've all had majorities. And what's changed? Bad, bad, and bad. If we don't change the system, it doesn't matter. Sam says, I would have followed Larry to the gates of hell. Thank you, my friend. Who else is for freedom, went out to freedom? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kyle says, it's worth noting that Dave Smith also is in New York. No, he's not. People think he is. He has walked away, and I've teased him about this. He moved. He's not in New York anymore. I'm not going to tell you where. I don't know if he wants me to know. But he used to be in Brooklyn. He's now not in Brooklyn anymore. So, yes, he is. Everybody's fleeing, Kyle. I'm trying to hold on, right? I am trying to hold on in this state, and I feel sometimes like it's a losing battle. I'm sorry, it is a losing battle, but it's fine because I need to break a hole. I got to break a hole in this system so that the rest of you can follow me through that hole. That's the issue. I did it in 2018, and then 100 and some odd people came through, and now I'm going to do it again, and more people got to come through. It has to happen. So it's worth noting that Dave Smith is also lives in New York. He does not live in New York. If he were to run for president in 2024, he wouldn't even have ballot access in his home state if Larry doesn't get enough support in this election. That's correct. But it is originally his home state. Yes, but you're right. He wouldn't have ballot access in New York State. That's absolutely correct. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Eddie, that's it. Dude, you're the last one getting paid. I've asked you to stop. You won't stop. You were the last guy to get paid. 100% last guy. So you keep going. You are the last guy to be paid. You get 120 days. Get mad. Yell. Do whatever you want to do. Keep giving me more engagement. You think it's bothering me? You're giving me more engagement. You're annoying them more than you're annoying me. That annoys me. When my chat's annoyed, now I'm annoyed. So I've told you what happened. I've been very clear. I don't have to give you anything, Eddie. I can tell you no, and you can't do a damn thing. You have no contract with me. None of you did. But I'm still doing it because it's the right thing. I'm still doing it. John says, get angry, emotions be more. I am. I got guys that are saying, pay your bills. Pay your bills. Oh, you don't have the money. Neither do I. You made a stupid agreement with somebody who was not authorized to make the agreement with you. That's what you did. I could just say, good luck. Go get paid. That's what I could do. I'm not doing that. I've expressed that to you. You've talked to my campaign manager. He has expressed that to you. But you just got to open your mouth. Good. Now you can wait 4 months for your check. Now you can wait. If I even pay you. I might not pay you now. Is that good, John? You like Larry getting angry? You might not get paid now, Eddie. I might just tell you no. We'll see. Maybe I'll give everybody else a check and not you. How about that? I don't have to do anything. You got no contract. You have no paperwork. You have nothing. How do I know? Because I just got the W-9's paperwork 2 weeks ago when I'm fighting to get your paperwork. It never got to me. That was obvious. I said that. I was open about that. I told everybody that. I came totally clean. It was a disaster. You can be mad if you want to. Maybe now you get nothing then. I like that. Keep getting mad. There we go. So yes. Anyway, did I make you happy, John? Did I make you happy? Anyway, Bonnie says there was no good excuse for people who claim to be libertarian and not show up. Thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Yes. There we go. Let's see. Andrew says, wasn't ballot access one of the other triggers of the Civil War? How many states was Lincoln on? Oh, maybe. I hadn't even thought of that. God, I hope that's not true. I don't want to trigger that. I hope that's not true. Yes. I hope that's not true. So Aaron says, so my nephew voted in BX today. He asked for a Republican ballot. It took workers 20 minutes to find a ballot. Yes. I mean, sadly, this is how gerrymandered our system is. It's really how gerrymandered our system is, that now in certain places, it literally, you get nothing. If you're in the Bronx and you're not a Democrat, you have almost no say in government in your area. And this is how bad it is. So yes. Voluntary says, I'm with Larry. Push the idea of no state income tax. Yes. The real way to help low-income people, let them keep their money. 100%. Yes, I agree. I mean, this is the piece we talk about. These types of ideas, 100%. So Sean says, what's the fundraiser goal for this live stream? I wanted to give more of an update. So I don't really have a straight fundraising goal. But look, every bit we can put in is going to help. As I said before, if you want to help me take care of the people who I need to take care of for petitioning, lpny.org/pledge. It's going to help tremendously. I want to make sure these people get taken care of. They did make an error in what they did, but you know what? It was part of the campaign. I will try to make them right. I'm putting my own cash into. I'm finding other people to put cash into. If you can help out, that would help tremendously. Eddie's getting paid last, so he'll be waiting for his. But everybody else, they'll get paid earlier. To the best of my ability, I'll try to make that. I'll try to make them whole. And if you want to support the campaign itself, please, LarrySharpe.com/donate. You might ask why they're separate, right? Why are they separate? Some of you may or may not realize the ballot access didn't actually come through the campaign. Ballot access, because of legal issues, actually came from a ballot access committee, which was run by the LPNY, if that makes any sense. So the LPNY has its own ballot access funds. The money that I had hoped that would go in there did not. So then at one point, when initially people who were getting paid got paid through LPNY, then eventually they couldn't. So I decided to step in and I had to campaign, take care of some of the things. And now I'm trying to get the LPNY refunded again so that we can make this happen. If not, I'll have to use more campaign and or personal funds. And I'm trying to make sure that we can move this forward and get everybody taken care of. We may need them again, right? If we got to petition again, it's the right thing to do. We should just make this happen if we can. So look, if we could raise, I don't know, $5,000, $10,000, that'd be awesome. I'll take it. The sad part is Republicans and Democrats do one fundraiser and raise $400,000. I'm not joking, right? If Zeldin wins the primary today, he will probably have, I would guess, have raised $12 million, give or take. Kathy Hochul's already raised $22 million, right? I haven't hit $500,000 yet. I don't think I'm even close to that. I don't think I am yet, right? If I count LPNY funds, no, still not there yet. So yeah, it's a tough one. So if you can help out, please donate directly here. And the same things apply. If you're in a spot where you can only give 10, 20 bucks, no worries. That does help. If you can do it every month, even better. If you're in a spot where you can give 10, if you can give $1,000 bucks, 2,000, 5,000 bucks, please do it. It's going to go. You know where it's going to go. I'm literally telling you, and it's public knowledge. Like, you will watch it. You will see it. You can check my, I do reports every 3 months. You can see where the money goes, right? So if you can help out, please help out. If you're not in a spot where you can help, I get it. Some of you aren't there. Share this with people who are in a spot where they can donate. Share this with libertarians and any third-party person who's saying, Larry, I want a third option. You hear somebody complain like they do on TV all the time, or on the web shows and on the podcast. Yeah, these guys, we need a new party, we need a new so-and-so. I'm right here. And any party that wants to be a party in New York State, that wants to have 50 state ballot access, we must change the rules here in New York. That's the lawsuits I'm doing, regardless of what you think. If that matters to you, write a check or click the link, support, so we can make this happen. So thank you for that. I do appreciate that. Absolutely. So good. All righty. Let's see. This guy, if it was your money, how would you feel? It is my money. Literally. It is. What are you talking about? It literally is my money. I don't know what you're talking about. It literally is. So, yes. This is depressing. It shouldn't be, Pete. We are rocking and rolling. We haven't given up. We are still fighting. We still have good lawsuits. We can still make this happen, right? This is going to work, right? We just got to keep going. Let's keep going. That's the issue. If we can keep going, we can make this work. 100%. We can make this work. So it is not at all. It is not at all. Yes. All right. Let's see if I can go here. Let's see here. Joey says, Larry, doing a great job as always. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Absolutely. I'm trying my best. Jackie says, we can make history to the country. We are tired of this back and forth crap between Dems and Republicans. They're all frauds. Yeah. Agreed. Yes, we can. Look, this takes time and money and energy. I'm prepared to give every bit that I possibly can. I hope you guys can join me in that. And the advantage is, if we do, we open it up for the average person to run. Think about this. For those who don't get this, if you aren't able to have 40 friends, I'm not joking, 40 friends, take 5 weeks off from work and go out and get signatures for you, or raise $250,000 just to get on a ballot, not for any other part of your campaign, you can't run a statewide election in New York State. That's how it works. You got to be able to do that. One of those two things. You have to be able to do that. Wow. Wow. So who's going to do it? Only people going to do it is literally nobody. I'm not joking. Not even the elites will do it, because they're not going to drop $250,000 and maybe not get in the ballot and get challenged and get sued by Republicans, which, by the way, I'm being sued by Republicans and conservatives to throw me off the ballot. They're the ones who have a separate civil suit. Not even the BOE. Like, the Board of Elections is hard enough. Now I got separate suits, civil suits, that they've purposely done to try to knock me off the ballot, to force the BOE, because even if I win the BOE, they still want to force me off the ballot. Yes. That's what I'm dealing with. So who's going to do that? There literally will be no third parties in New York State after this if we don't make this happen. So we have to. Absolutely. So Volunteer says, no Republicans have been mentioned lowering taxes anymore, even if they're lying. Larry getting rid of state income taxes, great. No other states do it. I agree completely. Yes. Jackie says, politics is so ugly. I hate it. Well, you know, Jackie, I am trying, and I know it's not great, but I am trying very hard to make politics more human. I am. I'm trying to make politics more human so that you can see the people around you as more human, as running just for, one or two, or maybe if they're in the assembly or something, 3 or 4 terms, 1 or 2 if they're running for an executive position like governor or something, and then coming back into the people again and being more part of it. And you see how I'm very open. I'm very accessible to many people. We shouldn't think that because someone holds a certain office, they're all of a sudden somehow better or smarter than you. I mean, they might be better or smarter than any given person, but it wouldn't be because they hold the office if that's true, right? You could be smarter or better or whatever than someone at a given task. Doesn't mean it's not because you have an office, it's because you've learned that task better or you've done more studying or whatever is the case may be. We shouldn't be that way. And the next thing is, politics is about power. If we give our politicians less power, it will be less ugly. Does that make sense? If we give them less power, it will be less ugly. Yes. So there we go. Jason says, what was the name of that voting system you proposed? It's called ranked choice voting, or RCV. And what ranked choice voting does, amazingly, what ranked choice voting does, for those who don't know, ranked choice voting actually allows you to rank who you want. So let's say you live in New York City and you like Democrats, or you live in a more rural area like Republicans. No worries. If you live in New York City and like Democrats, you can vote for Larry Sharpe first, because you should do that. and then you vote for your Democrat second. If I don't win, you get your Democrat. If you live in a rural area, you're rather Republican, you go for Larry Sharpe first, then you're Republican. If I don't win, you get your Republican. It allows you to do both an offensive and defensive vote. You rank them in order. Now, if you actually don't care, you can go Larry Sharpe, Republican, Democrat, or just Larry Sharpe, Republican, no Democrat. Larry Sharpe, Democrat, no Republican. Doesn't matter. It allows, it's called ranked choice voting. We already do it, but we do it, you'll love this, we do it in the primaries only in New York City. So Democrats in their primary get ranked choice voting. Why? Why would Democrats do that? Because they know it's actually good. It allows a chance for people who aren't mainstream to win. It also allows for coalitions. It allows for all those things, because now I can say, vote for me. If you don't vote for me, vote for this guy or gal. And she can say, yeah, you know what? Vote for me. If you don't, vote for this guy. So now we aren't as angry with each other. We can be more friendly. And that happened in New York City. So Democrats know it works, so they give it to themselves. You don't get it, though. Only they do. I'm not joking. Only they do. So, yes. So, Lorenzo says, Larry, people are unreliable these days. Unfortunately, all talk, no action. Well, that's not fair, Lorenzo. There were a lot of people who really showed up for me. And if those of you are watching who did, thank you. I know a lot of you really did show up. You really went out of your way. You tried to make things work. You busted your rump. I appreciate it. Many people didn't, is all I'm saying. But those could. I appreciate that. Those who did, did. I do appreciate that 100%. So, yes. Again, I want to say, if you want to help out, always like, comment, share. It does matter tremendously. Getting this into the place. And think about, I'm talking about third-party ballot access in New York State. This can go into any group or into any chat or on any article that you see that has somebody saying third parties matter. Third parties matter. Anyone saying third parties matter, this will work, right? This will work because that's what I'm saying. Third parties will matter. So yes. The HTS disciple says we gotta vote to stop this two-party system. Win, lose, or draw. Larry will bridge the gap for us. Yes, that is exactly my goal. I will break the hole. Absolutely. Yes. Joe White says, I never again voting for the Republicans. I appreciate that. Yes, I appreciate that completely. I love that. Paula says, retreat. We're just attacking a different direction. Chesty Puller. Yes, but we could apply to your campaign, Larry. For those who don't know, Chesty Puller is one of the most popular Marine Corps generals ever. So yes, thank you, Paula, for knowing that. It's great. I love that. That's good. Tom says, Larry, since new leadership has come in, are you getting more support from national? I think yes, they're much more open to talking to me. In the past, I've not had a very good relationship with national in general. Rarely calling, asking me for anything, but the new people are much nicer, open to conversations. So I would say yes, I think that's true. Better relationship for sure. That's better. Yeah, absolutely. So they are better. So yeah. 7606-3 CO2 says, if the new LP national does not give you support, that's surprising. I'm telling to me. No, they're fine. They're fine. No complaints. No complaints. Yes. No complaints at all. Yes. So, all right. Let's see here. Dustin says, you still have my support, Larry. This is all because of the establishment. Yep. They made it harder for you to get in the ballot, took your access away. People should focus their energy on them. Yeah. And to be clear, there are several things here. Number one, I'm going to do two, I think, important things. And the first one is, if you know basic agreement, right? Contract agreement. The state told me in 2018, if I put time, money, and energy, and I'm able to get 15,000 signatures, valid signatures, and petitions, and then get 50,000 votes or more on election day, I would have party status in New York State for 4 years. Now, did they say 4 years? They did not. They didn't say 4 years. They just said you'd have ballot access. Now, the rule was this was done every 4 years, only in the governor's race. Now, did they actually say 4 years? No, it didn't say for 4 years. But it did say you'd have ballot access and you'd have it and you'd be a party. That's what it said. So why would I assume it wasn't for 4 years? Why would I put my time, money, energy? People gave me $500,000 5 figures of that was my own money that went into that campaign in 2018. I took a year and a half out of my life, and many of my volunteers did a whole lot of work for nothing. A whole lot. They chose to, and they were amazing. And we achieved all of those goals. And my average donation was about $85. So a whole lot of people put in some cash to make that happen. That's an agreement. That's an actual contract. It's in writing. I put the money up. I put the time and energy up, and the state decided, no, that's not a contract. No, that's not true. And we're going to take your ballot access away. In what other world would that be okay? In what other world would that be okay? Only in New York State politics. That's it. Sorry. You put time, money, and energy, and we're just going to renege. And when I sue you and say, how dare you do that? You still owe me 4 years. They just go, no. Just no. We don't care what you think. No, we don't have to have a reason. We're the establishment. That's what happens. So that's the first part that bothers me. And the worst part is nobody even cares. You didn't see the press cover it. We talked to them. They didn't care. Press didn't care at all. Nothing. Political parties didn't care at all. And I'll give you a second part. I'm going to give you some inside baseball here. I'm going to give you some inside baseball. And maybe I shouldn't, but I think John got me going. Maybe I should be a bit angry because I am angry. I mean, it is what it is, but I have to express it, I guess. I went to other third parties knowing how hard this was going to be. And I said, don't petition on your own. You'll never make it. Instead, I will give you a slot on my ticket. I've got 4 or 5 slots. I'll give you one, and then we'll pool our resources together and petition. And I told the LP this. I told the LP, which wasn't necessarily a party, but it's an organization that I respect. I told the New York LP this. And the amount of vitriol I got from my own libertarians. We didn't get on the ballot, did we? We're fighting now in court, aren't we? I was right, wasn't I? And they got mad at me. And I said, let me talk to these people and to see if I can find the right person to make it happen. All the vitriol I got. Larry's selling us out, blah, 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 blah. No, I was trying to make an alliance against the establishment that is devastating us. Now, to be forward, I didn't pick many of them. I picked only one guy who wasn't libertarian. Out of the 5, only one wasn't libertarian. Only one. Why? Because, of course, I'm still libertarian. I'm not going to pick anybody off the street or someone who's completely not libertarian. Of course not. And the fact that libertarians within New York State will get angry and think that I would do that, shame on you. Shame on you for even thinking that I would just grab some Democrat or Republican and put them on our line. Of course I wouldn't do that. And they thought I would. I told them so I wouldn't go behind their back. So in case I found somebody, they wouldn't be like, oh, Larry's got behind the back. No, I was upfront totally. I said, here's what I'm looking to do. And the vitriol I got, oh my God. Luckily, a lot of people weren't that way, but some really were. And it was embarrassing. And it really was embarrassing that some people were so angry at me when there was no reason to be angry. I was being upfront and saying, look, don't be shocked in case this happens. And again, I had one guy on the ticket who wasn't a libertarian. One. World's ending? No. But when I went to the other ones, what surprised me is so many of the other parties didn't even want to talk. No, we're going to do it on our own. You're going to fail. No, we're not going to help. Dude, I'll give you one. Just give me a guy who's, libertarian leaning, right? Find me a libertarian leaning guy in your party. I'll put him on my ticket. We'll go together. We'll be able to make some impact. We'll campaign together and we'll be able to get in the ballot. Nope. They all said no. And they're all gone. That happened in 2018 too. The Reform Party. I asked them. They said, no, they're gone. Now these guys, they're all going to be gone too. I told them to do it. They wouldn't listen. One of the reasons why we suffered so much is we just wouldn't work together. We allowed civil war within our own party, which was stupid. We're too small to have a civil war. And we just refused to make alliances. We were so busy trying to own the other guy or be mad at them or purity test or whatever we were and upset and automatically assume that somebody's evil or wrong immediately, that when we needed allies, we didn't have any. When we needed ourselves to be together, we didn't show up. We didn't show up. A lot of this, and this will make you libertarians unhappy, I don't care, it's true, is a self-inflicted wound. This was a self-inflicted wound. I tried to heal it. People didn't want to hear it. What are you going to do? I'm still here. I'm not going away. Why? Where else did that go? Where else are we going to go? So, yes. Paula says, going to post your campaign info on the British comedian actor Russell Brand's page. Yes, please do that. That is awesome. Thank you, Paula. That's great. Trina says, guess not. No, we are suing. We are still have 2 lawsuits out. That's why I'm sitting here bugging people to like, comment, and share, to donate, Katrina. If you can, LarrySharpe.com/donate. Whatever you can give does matter. If you've got a bunch of cash, put it here. It's going to go to lawsuits. Or if you want to, you can give directly to the lpny.org/pledge. That will help me make some people whole. I could use your help on that. Whatever you have, it is going to help tremendously, whatever you can do. So please, yes, I hope that answers your question. Paul continues, the GOP fears you, obviously, because you not only have real solutions, but you're also a true government conservative. That's true. That's true. That is correct. Absolutely. That is true. Yes. Josh says, what libertarian has 40 friends? Yeah. Yes. Lorenzo says, clown services suing you. Yeah. Why wouldn't, this is a good question. Why are Republicans and conservatives suing me and not Democrats? Why? Because Democrats don't care. They know they're going to win. That's the reason. But still, you Republicans, if you're listening, you Republicans and Democrats and Republicans and conservatives in this state, so many of you still have fooled yourself. Yeah, we're going to win this year. Are you nuts? It's 3-1 Democrat to Republican in this state, and they're going to use every gun control and abortion issue to make every Republican seem like the worst human being on the planet, and it's going to motivate Democrats to come out and vote. And the problem, as you know it, if you're Republican or conservative, most of them don't vote. They surrender. They don't give up. And who are they going to get? Zeldin? He's not going to motivate people to come out and vote. Maybe Giuliani would. Maybe. He's kind of motivating. Maybe he would. But no one else is going to motivate them to come out and vote. What, Wilson's going to get people? You don't even know who he is. He's not going to motivate anybody to come out and vote. Democrats are going to come out and vote in droves. If we can't get Democrats to change their mind, we can't make impact. That's how New York State works. That's not every state, but that is New York State. So yes, you would think that they would care, but they're not. Sam says, send a donation, and thank you. I hope everyone watching sends in something. Look, if you're watching and you haven't clicked the like button or even the dislike button, what is wrong with you? Click the button. If you haven't clicked it, click the like. That's free. Just do that. If you're watching, click one of the buttons. Click the I love, I hate, whatever, the laugh, the ha, whatever. Click one of the buttons. It does matter. That's free. Please do that. I know not everybody can afford to write a check. I know. Click it. No worries. Click one of them. If you can donate, if you're in a spot where you can, please do so. Please do so, because this is about third parties and other alternatives and breaking right now in New York State, the one-party democracy, which is not a democracy in New York State. The reality of it is, one of two things is going to happen in November. Kathy Hochul's going to win again, or an outsider is going to win. I'm the only outsider running. It's me or her. Everyone else is just wasting their time or trying to get money off you, which is fine. They can do that if they want to, right? Democrats, they know they're not going to win the primary today, but Jumaane Williams and Tom Suozzi are raising they're raising money and raising their, profile so that they can, be good in the future. Good for them. Good for them. They're not fixing anything. It's selfishness. It's fine. It's good for them. The Republicans, none of them, they all know they can't win. They're just doing it so they can pump themselves up for the next thing. So they can literally take millions of dollars off of Republicans in this state in the next time they're going to lie to you and tell you, this is the year we can win. They've been saying that for 20 years. They've been lying for 20 years. And they're going to keep lying to you. That's all they're doing. So yes. So anyway. All right. Let's see. Katrina asked about ranked choice voting. What if you hate third or fourth candidates? Are you forced to vote for them? No. All right. So say, Katrina, if you have a more open ballot, and maybe there's, for a simple argument, there are 6 parties as Republican, Democrat, conservative, working families, green, libertarian, as an example. You pick the ones that you like. If you like all 6 candidates, you rank all 6 in whatever order you like them best. If you only like 3 of them, you only rank 3 of them. If you like 4 of them, you rank 4 of them. If you only like 1, you rank 1. You rank the ones that you like in order that you like them. Now, what will often happen, and why this matters so much, is let's say you are conservative. I don't know if you are conservative, but sake of argument, you're conservative. And you would like people to know you're conservative. But you know the Conservative Party guy is not going to win. But you vote for him first anyway. Why? When people see how many people initially voted for the Conservative Party, people go, oh, New Yorkers are more conservative than I thought. Or the Greens, or Libertarians, whatever. If we all vote, often there's a bunch of Greens and they get kicked off afterwards, a bunch of people go to Green. Wow, the state really wants to go Green. Or Libertarian, the state really wants to go Liberty. Okay, so what does that mean? That means by default, Katrina, whoever actually wins will realize that and will have to do something for that constituency. That's why this matters. Even if they don't win, it shows impact. And they go, whoa, I don't want those votes going to Larry Sharpe next time. I want them going to me. So I better adopt some of Larry Sharpe's policies. And you might say, well, Larry, why would you want them to adopt your policies? They're your policies. Take them. I don't have to run. Fix my state without me. Even better. Even better. I would love that. So 100%. If you want to do it, take all my stuff. Life is good. So yes. All right. Let's see if I can grab a couple of these. Jonathan says the press did care. They quietly cheered on by not covering. Oh, Jonathan. Nice. Nice. I like that. Literally one outlet other than you, Larry, covered what happened to LP third-party House candidates this year. Jordan, is it pronounced Chariton? Wow. Yeah. The press did care. You're right. They quietly cheered on. They're happy. I agree. They're happy. They're not fighting this at all. They're like, whatever, good. Let you go down. Yes, 100%. So, hold on here. Brandon says we need way less government workers, and they need to work for less money. We should only allow government to tax like 10 to 20% of our money and not give more after that. There was an idea that there would be a maximum tax. I'd be open to the concept. I'm not sure how you implement that, but the concept, Brandon, is if you make X dollars, whatever that is, no one can pay tax to the government, no matter what the tax is, more than X dollars, whatever those dollars are. And once you start moving past those dollars, you are now immune to tax, right? So it doesn't matter. So I don't know how you implement that, but I get the concept. The concept is if you only make X dollars, you never want the government to take more than a certain percentage of your tax. In your case, you're talking 20%, but whatever that number is agreed upon. And that would mean period. So like you wouldn't pay any more gas tax once you hit your number. So I'm not sure how you implement that, but I get the concept of it is you don't want to overtax people. So you create a cap on how much tax an individual can pay. I guess that makes sense. Yes. So, all right. Shelley says you're too much a Marine, which is why you don't see the AWOLs around until they're far off. Yeah, it's true. That's a good point. Yes. Thomas says, thank you for the update. Josh says, what you're talking about made me optimistic about the Forward Party and Double Coalition. Honestly, it was supporting and seeing transparency or action on their part need more than tweets. Yeah, look, Josh, it's hard, right? People didn't believe this could be done, and they were right, which is why I said, join me, right? I saw it too. We all saw it. So make an alliance and let's move forward. No one wanted to be an ally. We're doing our own. And now we all, right? We either all hang together or we will all hang separately. And now we're all hanging separately. So yes, they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to do it. So yeah. Elaine said, Lee Zeldin basically said, yeah, I'm corrupt, but I can get votes. Wow, that's his campaign slogan. That should be it. I love that, Elaine. That's his campaign slogan. Yeah, I'm corrupt, but I can win. That literally is what he is. Yes. Katrina says they think they're going to have their Pataki moment. They won't. New York has a lot less Republicans in the 90s. You're exactly correct. The Republicans have been leaving for so long. They've been leaving the state for years. Absolutely. Yes. Paula says, this sounds petty, but I want to see you beat the GOP as much as I want to see you get Kathy off her throne. Look, of course I want both of those. Of course I do. But what I really want, Paula, to be forward with you, is I want to make enough impact to change the state. If that means winning, I'm in. Let's do that. Even if it doesn't. If it means people seeing that there's another way and stop fighting each other and actually fix this state, I'm in. Yes. So, yes. Let's see if I can get down here. More. Let's see. I appreciate. Wow, you guys give me a lot. I appreciate that. Todd says, did I miss anything with the trial? We still on standby. Yes. We will not have an answer until July. July, we will have an answer. Yes, we will. We will absolutely have an answer in July. So Simply Rocco. Rocco's been a while since I've heard from you. I'm glad you're watching. Larry, you know you always got my vote, but I think NYC is lost unless the radical left has to sit down and listen to different sides. We know they're too indoctrinated into their thinking. I'm not sure to be forward, right? Remember something. The left is also not unified, right? The left is not unified. There are many different parts of the left. Some are very angry. Some are not so angry. Some are right on the money. So I think they're open to hearing things also. I was hearing people talk about it today, earlier, that people, Democrats are open to it also. So I do think that's true. Really, I think that's true. Guys, I'm going to ask again if I could. Please like and comment and share. It does matter if you can help out. We are fighting multiple lawsuits here. Multiple lawsuits. That costs money. We're trying to make our petitioners whole. That costs money. I want to make this happen. It does matter. I'm not going to be able to start my campaign full rush, probably not till August, which is going to kill me. But I'm still doing it. I'm not done. We're still up here trying to make things happen. I need you to like and comment and share. And most importantly, share this into other arenas that you haven't in the past. Any place, whether it's a Discord server, whether it's a Facebook group, whether it's on someone's, media page where they're talking about third parties or ballot access or anything like that, share this link there so people can see it. We are fighting for ballot access, not just for the Libertarian Party. Of course, that's critical, but just in general. If we don't, and you might say, Larry, I don't live in New York. Why do I care? Here's why you should care. If we don't win our lawsuits, at least one of them, if we don't win at least one of them, one of them, we're good. We just need to win one of them. We got more than one. If we win one of them, we're good. If we win one of them, then we'll be on the ballot, and we can change this state to where now we can have a non-Democrat Republican on the ballot in New York State. And it may sound crazy, but what happens if you like Dave Smith, as one guy said, or Andrew Yang, or whoever you want on the ballot in 2024, if they're not a Republican or Democrat, if we don't make this change, if I don't win one of these lawsuits, they're not going to be on. They're not going to be on. No one is going to be on 50-state ballot access for at least 20 years. It's not going to happen. It will not exist. Think about that. You are stuck with establishment Democrats, Republicans for 20 years. And in New York State, you are stuck with Democrats for at least 20 years in every statewide office. Yes, if you're in New York State, why aren't you giving me money right now? I don't know what you're thinking. Why aren't you sharing this right now? What are you thinking? You want Democrats for 20 years? Even if you're a Democrat, you want single party control with no one to fight them for 20 years. 20 more years. You've already had it for about 15. Now for 20 more years, you want that. I hope you don't want that. That would be terrible. Single party democracy is not democracy. So share this in other places. Tell your friends. If you got rich friends, rich uncles, rich aunties, rich grandmas, rich sisters, brothers, cousins, nieces, nephews, tell them about this. Have them support and head on over to LarrySharpe.com/donate and donate whatever they can. If they can do big dollars, I can take up to $44,000. If you got some heavy hitter who's a millionaire, billionaire, whatever, and they want to show you how cool they are, say, hey, auntie, you're cool. Show me how cool you are. Throw Larry 40 grand so we can take care of this lawsuit and take care of his petitioners. Do that. LarrySharpe.com/donate. Or if buy a shirt, LarrySharpe.com/shop. Or buy a mug. I got one right here. Larry Sharpe Governor mug. I know you're jealous. I know you are. It's a cool mug. Get a mug if you want to. Whatever. Shirt, bumper sticker, sign, whatever. You pick. And of course, if you just want to help out the petitioners, make them whole, lpny.org/pledge. Again, you can go up to 40 grand on that one too if you got it. Let's make all the petitioners whole. Let's do that. Make everybody whole. Make everybody rock and roll to the best of our ability. Guys, I hope I was forward. I hope I was open. I hope it makes sense what I'm saying. And I hope you get it. And I hope we can make this move forward to the best of our ability. Help me out. This is a big deal. This really matters, not just for New York, but for everything. These lawsuits really matter. They cost money. Help me out. Give what you can. If you can't give, no worries. Then share. Share. everywhere. If you can't give, share. If you can give, give. Guys, thank you so much. I will let you all go. I'll see you all very soon.